I sat across from a seasoned industry expert not long ago. Someone who has spent decades doing highly specialized licensed professional work. The kind of work that takes years of training, deep market knowledge, and a hard-earned reputation to perform. And halfway through our conversation, he leaned forward and said something that stopped me cold. He said, "Look, honestly, 90% of my time, my team does every single day. AI could do it." And then he smiled. Because here's the thing, he wasn't scared, he was excited. That moment changed how I think about this whole question of AI and jobs. And today, I want to share what I learned from that conversation because I think it is going to change how you see it too. So, a bit of background on who is this person is without going into too much detail. He is a highly experienced professional in a field that requires deep expertise, years of study, and an active license to practice. He works with some very large, very well-known organizations. His reputation has been built over decades. He's not someone who guesses about things. He's someone who has seen his industry from every angle. He came to us at Wozen because he wanted to understand how AI could be built into his business. Specifically, how it could help his small, skilled team do more without sacrificing the quality and accuracy that his clients depend on. And over several conversations, we went deep into his workflow, his challenges, and his goals. What came out of those conversations applies to almost every professional out there right now asking the same question. Will AI take my job? So here is how one of those conversations went. He walked me through his process from start to finish. Every job his team takes on involves a series of steps: gathering information from public sources, checking reports, reviewing documents, writing descriptions, pulling together comparable data, running calculations, and then producing a detailed professional report at the end of it all. When he finished explaining, I asked him one simple question: how long does one of those reports take your team right now doing it all manually? He said, for a complex one, about 3 days. 3 days for one report per person? Then I asked him, of those 3 days, how much of that time actually requires your professional judgment? The part where you only with your experience and your license can make the call. He thought about it for a moment and he said, honestly, a few hours, maybe half a day at most. And there it was. Because the rest of that time, the majority of those 3 days, is what I could call the mechanical work. Gathering, checking, pooling, formatting, drafting, cross-referencing, important work, necessary work, but not work that requires 30 years of experience. And that is exactly where AI comes. I explained it to him like this. What if the AI handled all of that gathering and drafting and checking and it had it ready for you in minutes instead of the days, and then you came in for the part that actually needs you? He looked at me and said, so instead of my team doing one reporter each day, they could be reviewing and approving several. That's exactly it. And then he said something I haven't been able to stop thinking about since. He said, so the work doesn't disappear, the stupid part of the work disappears. That's right, there is the main lesson of this video. And I want to break it down simply because there's a lot of fear and confusion around this topic, and most of it comes from a misunderstanding of what AI actually does. Think about what takes up most of your day right now. Not the parts that require your training, your judgment, your relationships, or your reputation. I mean the repetitive parts. The copy and pasting, the data gathering, the formatting, the writing of the same basic paragraph you've been written dozens of times before in a slightly different document. That is what AI is extraordinary at. The expert I was speaking with had spent decades building a rare specialized knowledge in his field. His experience, his relationships with major clients, his ability to look at a situation and how something isn't quite right, none of that goes anywhere. In fact, with AI handling the mechanical work, he gets to use that expertise more, not less. I see this all the time. People ask, can AI do what I do? And sometimes the honest answer is yes. parts of it. But that is the wrong question. The right question is this: if AI handles the mechanical parts of my work, what does that free me up to do? Because every hour your business saves on repetitive tasks is an hour that can go into a higher value work, better client relationships, more output, better quality, or simply more time doing the things that you only can do. That is not job loss, that is a capacity gain. So the roles most vulnerable to AI are not the expert roles. They are the roles that consist almost entirely of mechanical tasks with very little human judgment attached. Think about it this way. There's a framework I have been studying that describes how AI tends to move through a business. It starts at the bottom, the administrative work, the scheduling, the data entry, the routine communication. Then it moves up into a coordination, then content, and eventually into parts of sales. But the top of that ladder, the real expertise, the judgment calls, the relationships, the leadership, the vision, those actually become more valuable as AI handles everything beneath them. So, if your role is mostly mechanical, yes, that role is changing and you need to adapt. But if your role is built on expertise, judgment, relationships, and trust, AI is not coming for you. It's coming to work for you. This is the part that matters most. Your competitive advantage is not just what you know, it is what you can deliver, how fast you can deliver it, and how consistently you can deliver it at a high standard. Now, imagine two professionals with similar expertise and similar reputation. One integrates AI into their workflow, the other keeps doing everything manually. When a big wave of demand hits their industry, and demand always hits eventually, who is ready to scale? Who can take on more clients without burning their team out? Who wins? The one who was prepared. That conversation happened in real life with a real professional. And it is a conversation I think a lot of people need to have. Not from a place of fear, but from a place of curiosity and forward thinking. I want to be really clear about this because it matters both professionally and ethically. In every system we build at Wazen, we design it so that the human is always in control. AI reads, AI gathers, AI drafts. But every judgment call, every decision that carries professional weight stays with a qualified human being. And that is not just good ethics, it is good business. Because your clients are not paying for a document, they are paying for your judgment. They are paying for your expertise and your accountability. AI does not change that. It makes it easier for you to deliver on that promise at a higher volume and a higher standard. The thinking stays with you. The typing does not have. So, what can you actually do with all of this starting today? Here are 3 simple steps you can take right now, no matter what industry you are in. So, step 1, take a piece of paper. On one side, write down everything you do in a typical week that is mechanical, repetitive, or information gathering, stuff that a well-trained system could probably do. On the other side, write down everything that genuinely requires your expertise, your judgment, and your relationships. That left side is where AI can help you right now. Start there. So step 2, you do not have to rebuild your whole business. You do not have to change everything overnight. Just pick one item from that left-hand side list and try using an AI tool to speed it up or improve it. Just one thing. See how it feels. Get comfortable with the idea that AI is a collaborator, not a competitor. And step 3, whatever is on that right side of your page, your judgment, your relationships, your reputation, and your expertise, go deeper into those things, because as AI takes over more of the mechanical work, those uniquely human skills become more valuable, not less. That is where your future lives. Will AI take your job? Here is my honest answer. AI will take parts of your job. The parts that honestly should not have been your job in the first place. The work that actually matters, the thinking, the judgment, the care, the relationships, the expertise that took you years to learn. That is not going anywhere. It is finally getting the room it deserves. The professional I sat across from in that conversation is not worried about AI. He is getting ready for what is coming. He is building a system that will let his small team do more than ever before without losing the quality and the reputation that makes people choose him in the first place. And that is exactly the kind of thinking we help businesses with every day at work. In this video, made you see AI a little differently. I would love to know. Hit subscribe so you do not miss what we share next. And drop a comment below. Tell me what is the one part of your job you wish AI could just handle for you. I read every comment and I will personally reply to as many as I can. And I see you in the next one.